Hey team, it is March 1st. We made it to March. No one would ever have thought that. We were coming up on 1 year from when things went kablooey with COVID. So pretty interesting, huh? Um, so team, let me get to this quick. Hope you're all well. Hope you had a good weekend. It was a beautiful weekend in so many ways. I do want to remind you today. So last month was Black History or African American History Month. This month is Women's History. And I just want to remind you all, it's kind of a big deal because if you think about it, 1919 is when the 19th Amendment to the Constitution was amended. And that was when women could officially vote. So I think we need to remember that it's only been 102 years, only been 102 years since women could actually vote. And I am in my household, I am the minority in terms of gender. I have my wife and my two daughters. And I think about that. And it's like 102 years ago, I'm the only one in my household who can vote. Really, really kind of not that long ago. So worth noting that Women's History Month, our country is 270 years old. The land has been worked for hundreds of years, and at all times women were contributing. But it's only kind of been 100 years since they had equal standing. So worth noting that these are struggles that still carry into opinions and policy to this day. In fact, women statistically still make less than men. That should not be. So anyway, very important. So I'm going to keep reminding you that's this month. All right. So today we're going to play a Kahoot in class. Those of you at home, I'll put a link that you can take the Kahoot. But the thing today would be to play with this idea of being an expert, right? And I read the other day, so on Thursday and Friday, I read two books. One was about urine, pee, and the other one was about tickling. And I learned some stuff. So you're going to play a Kahoot. So that's number one thing. And I will put that in the directions that you can play the Kahoot. Okay. Then after we do the Kahoot, you're going to create your own. Now, I'm not going to have you create a Kahoot. I would like you to write down create 5 questions, right? You can do 10. I did 10. It takes a long time, and I want to make sure this is doable. So here's what I'd like you to do. Create your own 5 questions for a Kahoot. All right, and we can put them together actually another time, but I want to see them. Here's how I want you to do it. Write down the question or how you would do it in Kahoot. So you could say, what was urine used for in ancient Rome? And then put A, B, C, and D. Or the way I like to do it is that's like finishing the blanks. In ancient Rome, urine was used for washing laundry, sunscreen, axle grease for chariots. All right, one of these has to be right, and one of these all 3 of them have to be wrong. Okay. So I need to indicate which is the right answer. And in this one, if you played the Kahoot, you saw that washing laundry is what they did with urine. All right. So imagine coming to school and you've washed your clothes in human pee. But that's how it happened. So I would like to see you create 5 questions that lay out this kind of situation where we have a question and we have a multiple choice and one of them is right. And here's the thing, by actually even thinking about the things that it can't be, you're actually cementing in your brain the things that it is. I will never forget that urine is used to wash laundry. And part of it is because I figured out some questions. I figured out some questions that needed to be I figured out what it can't be. And by figuring out what it can't be, then I can figure out what it is. It just helps you process. It's really a brain thing. Okay, that's the first thing. Then we're going to talk about structures. And in terms of structures, we actually use structures all the time. The structure of a fiction story, right? What is a structure? We could sit here, but you guys know it. It's this. This is how stories work. When you tell your story, if I tell you the story about yesterday when we went sledding or tubing, not sledding, up in Wild Mountain in kind of St. Croix, this is the story. If I'm telling you a story, I follow this kind of pattern. And there are different types of informational text structures. Today, we're going to focus on this one, description, okay? And what I mean is, so here's what I want you to do. In your notes, your reader's notebook, boom, you can do all your work here today in your mini lessons, okay? in the gray section. I want you to write down structure number 1. It's description, okay? And the definition is information that provides the what of a topic and could be shared in words, pictures, graphs, and charts, okay? So description, what is something? And it really is the simple question. If you're gonna tell me what is this, I'm gonna tell you what it is, all right? I'm gonna have to give you the history, what it looks like, why it looks like this, what it's made out of, and why I got it. So the description of it is answering what is that? Everything that you need for that. Can you give me a second, actually? And you can close my door, Ari. So if you were to sit here and I were to talk to you about something that I know a lot about, which is all-star wrestling or professional wrestling, WWE, I would give you like all this information that I've learned over the years because I've researched it. And I'm going to quote sources here, okay? Now, we're not doing that today. We're not doing any research. But I know a lot about wrestling, and I know where I got all that information, okay? So your turn then would be, I want you to write a descriptive paragraph for something you know about or learned about. So you could choose from the non-fiction either texts or like the books. Remember in class you read books, or at home you looked at articles on Thursday and Friday from Newsella. So you can write a descriptive paragraph about one thing that you know a lot about at this point. Don't jump around. So I would not write a paragraph about urine and tickling because those are the two sources I read. I would choose urine or tickling or WWE or Marvel Comics or wrestling, amateur wrestling. These are things I know a lot about. So you choose be either something you've read in class that you studied, right? I took a bunch of notes. I now know about urine and tickling, okay? Or you could choose from your personal experience, right? Or your expertise. Some of you talked about, gun safety classes, or you know a lot about the human body. I want to hear you talk about what you know a lot about. Don't just grab something like family or love or friendship. That's not enough. We all have some of those expertises. I want to be something that's unique to information, not feelings, okay? And focus on what it is and what you need to explain about a thing to get someone to understand it. If I have to tell you when I got this, which was 2013, it says right there, 2013, then that's part of what I need to tell you about is when I got it. And then I got to tell you why I got it and who gave it to me. So you think about the who, what, where, when, and why. A lot of that is based on what is this thing. So try to go for 5 facts in your paragraph. 5. All right, I'll write that down. At least 5 things about your topic. Okay, so everyone got that? And here's what you're gonna do. This is the simple explanation of the directions. Write everything in your notebook today. Everything goes in your notebook, your reader, so you're handwriting everything. I want you to take a picture of your Kahoot questions as a discussion post. So post that as a discussion post, and then share a picture of your descriptive paragraph as a reply to your own discussion post. So you're gonna have 2 submissions today. Everything you will have done either with me in class or you've done it as the video goes along, right? So you're taking your notes, you're writing your 5 Kahoot questions. I want to see that. And then you're writing out a paragraph. And don't forget your indent. Don't forget that little space right there where you are describing something you know a lot about with at least 5 facts. Okay, you're going to explain to me something you know a lot about. Okay, there you go. That's the work for today. Can't wait to read your stuff, and hope you're all safe and well. Take care.